Well, hello. Welcome back again. As always, it's another devlog. I think this is devlog number 4 already, man. This is insane. The amount of progress I've been making here, and it's surreal. Because honestly, I started this the beginning of the new year. When I got my new PC, and I was like, you know what, let's try something. And here we are now on devlog number 4 already, man. I have been cranking away at getting everything done that I want to get done, and I'm still not done with it. Not even close to what I want to fully have done yet, but we're getting there. And I just want to say, I really appreciate the comments on the second video. I'm recording this right now before the third video even comes out. I'm trying to stay ahead of everything as much as I possibly can. I really appreciate the comments on the first, but especially the second video. And the one commenter asked a really important question that I should address. Will this game be out on Steam? It will most definitely be. And I will be creating a Steam page for it here at some point. I just don't want to create it too early because I do not fully know 100% how far into this game I really want to make it. And mind you, I still have to add a setting system. I still have to add a save system so you don't just keep restarting at the beginning on the first level every time. I still need to add sound effects and everything like that. But yeah, I still have quite a little bit to do. But as I respond to the comment saying I'm hoping to have this done and out on Steam by the end of this month, January, or the first 2 weeks of February, is what I'm 100% aiming to do here. And yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way at the beginning of the video for anybody wondering. But so, let's get into what is actually going on in the video. So, what is going on currently that you're seeing is I am creating my first ever boss level, because I figured, well, can you really have a game without there being a boss in it at all? And so I was like, you know what, let's try and make one. Mind you, this is still the first game I've ever made. I barely know what I'm doing, and I'm figuring out as I go, and I'm really enjoying it. Today, currently, as I'm recording the voiceover for this, I have not worked on the game today, and I will not be working on the game today. I'm taking a day break because I have been grinding away at this over and over and over, day after day after day, and really trying to get as much done as I possibly can. But I do also realize that while I'm enjoying doing this, I will get burnt out if I am every day after I get off work grinding away at this when there are other things I could be doing. So, like, I have not played video games since the beginning of this year. Like, I've been grinding away. Any free time I have, I've been putting into this, and I have been enjoying, and I'm really appreciative to see that you guys have been enjoying it as well. But I do also get burned out on things, so I just want to make sure that doesn't happen, because I feel like I'm about a third of the way done with this game, not including a setting system, audio system, sound effects, and a save and quit system. Not including that, I'm about a third of the way done, maybe a half. I don't fully know what I want to do with this game yet with Redy. I am partially thinking about making, because currently I have 5 levels, 4 regular levels and 1 boss level. I'm thinking about possibly going for 10, being 4 more regular levels, or maybe slightly adjusting different levels. You guys will have to wait to see in future devlogs, obviously. But and then another boss level, and then adding more later to it via updates and adding more maps, because I really want to get this game out, and I'm really enjoying doing it, and I'm glad to see that you guys are as well. But something I do also want to do is I want to update this game in the future, and I want to keep this game going. There are obviously other games I want to make, but right now this is my focus 100% of the way, and that's what I'm thinking about doing. I don't fully know yet. Anybody who does seem interested in this game, please let me know what you would rather me do, because the way I'm thinking of it right now is to either build out 15 levels to the game. 12 regular and 3 boss, and the last one most definitely be like the biggest boss fight that I can make at my current skill in game dev, or have 10 levels so I can get it out and then build upon it from there. One way or the other, I will be adding more levels, but anybody who's interested in the game, just I would like a little bit of feedback to, would you rather have 10 and then me update the game further after to add more so you can just get your hands on it? And mind you, the update would probably come out about 2 weeks maybe after I were to launch the game. Just number one, to prevent it from going stale, but also number two, I can bang out that relatively easily with very minimal to no problems at all. And I've been game testing the game consistently as I've been going along with it, and everything seems to be going pretty smoothly. But any feedback would be very appreciated. But anyway, I really gotta stop talking and like yapping. So currently, what you've been seeing me do is, number one, building out the boss level. I'm using those trees as points in between where the level will be, because obviously since it is a boss fight, I do want the level to be smaller. What I'm doing right there currently is adjusting the collision points, and right here, this is really, really important for anybody who's been paying attention and watching. I have had two little hearts up in the top left to indicate your health, but I was starting to have a lot of issues with the implemented health system. So what I did was actually revamp the entire health system and the health bar and everything like that. Like, you'll see me like I'm completely doing something fully different, which was insane for me to do. Like, it didn't take that long, I'm not gonna over exaggerate it, but it did take quite a bit of time. And yeah, this worked out way better than I actually intended it to. Well, not intended, but thought it would, which I'm really, really happy about to see. But yeah, I literally went through and revamped the entire health system just for this boss fight, and then near the end, you'll see what I do with it. I actually end up going the entire way back through every single level and obviously implementing it because I have to. And so the new health system is, in GDevelop, there is a specific, what's the word I'm looking for, like add-on that you can put into whatever projects you're doing currently, and it is a health system already for you. But the way health systems are usually implemented is using, in GDevelop at least, is using variables. As you're seeing right here, I had to add a variable, give the player a specific amount of said variable being health, and then go through and apply that the character will lose this amount of the variable whenever colliding with, for example, an enemy shot or colliding with an enemy here. You can see the health bar is actually working. I was having so many issues with it not working or not registering that I was getting really, really upset with, and it was really bogging down a lot of my progress. So what I did was just instead of just dealing with it, I just straight up revamped it. But yeah, so that was really cool. I was able to like really fix a hard issue for me, and I think it's definitely made the gameplay a lot better, a lot more just, you can you feel like you actually know what's going on and not just like shit like isn't making sense. So that's really awesome. So what I did there is I figured for my first boss fight, what I wanted to do was something relatively simple, right? You're only 5 levels in. I want to do something relatively simple. And so I just pretty much built out a little tiny arena. It's not fantastic, right? But it's a 2D semi-platformer game, so like I'm not expecting anything to be like incredible. And so I built that out, and this is the like first boss I've ever made, first death animation I've ever made for anything, and so that was really cool for me to be able to do. And then what I actually ended up having to do was, so what I did here was, since there was a boss fight, I was like, I want to add a shooting mechanic, but only for boss fights. Every other level I want to be just a platformer type, get away from the enemies, don't die type of situation. So I remade the exact same player so that I would be able to take that specific one and implement it into boss fights without having to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Without having to do a bunch of weird adjusting for just things where it wasn't in a boss level and things where it was in a boss level. So I just chose to make a completely separate one and do all that. And then obviously here you saw me, I added a hit animation to the boss, and I also ended up doing the same health system that I did for the player to the boss, which was really fun to do. And yeah, right here, this is my first death animation. It's not fantastic, all right, but it did turn out a lot better than I was expecting, and I'm really proud of myself for even being able to do that. But so the majority of what I'm doing here is just making the death animation and then consistently testing out the boss and adding different things and features into it just to be able to make sure that it works. And I'm testing out just all the mechanics of the boss fight that in which how I want them to work. And so what you're gonna see me doing here is I wanted to add, like whenever, obviously the whole point of like whenever you move on to a new level, you collect a coin. So I needed to figure out a way to make the boss drop a coin and then code the coin to move on to the next level. And right here, what I'm doing really quickly is just making a unique game over screen specifically for when you're in the boss level, and coding it to work for whenever you die in the boss level, you can hit retry. And then right there, I was having a couple of issues where the coin just straight up wasn't colliding with the player and was falling through the floor. So what I did was I coded it to whenever it hit the floor to stop, and then whenever I collide with it, change the scene to the next level, making it work the way I intended it to, and it did, and I'm very, very proud of it. I'm really proud of how far I've came doing this, and I'm really enjoying the journey. As I've said multiple times, it is great. And what I'm doing here is just consistently testing out the boss fight and just making sure it works a little bit. So what I end up doing here is just pretty basic. Obviously, like I said, I implemented an entire new health system, so I needed to go back and re-put it through every single one of my levels, which, man, was that just so much fun. But you know, it's part of being game dev, and part of me thought about just leaving this part out for you guys, so it wouldn't be as tedious and boring. But I also, at the same point, I do want to show you guys what being game dev is like if you're thinking about it. There are times when you make an entire revamp to a system in the game and you have to go back and revamp every single thing you've done before it. It is not fun, but if you want your game to be consistent and make sense with everything, that's what you got to do, and that's part of the journey, and that's just something, if you want to be a game dev, you just got to get used to. And obviously, like I said, I was just going back through, but I was having a little issues with this level and it didn't really work out, so I just kind of revamped the entire level and made it a free level, so you can just run across, get a coin, just enjoy the environment and whatnot. But this was great. I made a lot of progress, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And yeah, just as always, thank you so much for watching.